Hi, today I'm going to go through the API ICP website. You can just Google it, the website I brought, and just type in API ICP. Hi, today I'm going to go through all you need to know for API 577, welding inspection and metallurgy, and I'm going to cover all the API ICP website. So if you Google API ICP, and first one that comes is the API ICP website in the Google, you can see here there is remote testing is available for this exam, and you can click here to know more, or apply here, or using this button. There is a icon for certification, schedule and fees, exam and scoring, frequently asked questions. So to know about API 577, you select on certification icon, and then there is a drop-down window. You go to API 577 Building Inspection and Metallurgy. And it's got some useful information, exam info, so you can do it in person, this exam, or remote proctoring. As you click here, or in person, click here, and it tells you that this is a 3-year certification program, and it's a validation of your profound knowledge of building process and metallurgy, this certification. And to study for the exam, they have a publication effectivity sheet that's valid. This one is from April 22 to December. So if you click on the publication effectivity sheet, you see what documents you need to study. Practically, there are 2 documents. This comes with the revision number, so 2020. And API 577 recommended practice, as well as ASME Section 9 welding, the QW part only. We have also brought in our API e-learning course, the ASME Section 5, although that's already included API 577, but for better understanding where this NDE section comes in 577. This is a 3 hours, 15 minutes exam. There are 110 questions, 100 scored, and 10 they're called pre-test question, or they are not scored. The reason is that API would look at what the job description of somebody who holds the API 577 Building Inspection and Metallurgy certificate is, and based on job description, they come up with the publication effective sheet, so what he should know. So in order for him to pass the exam, he or she has to study the reference material, which is 577 and ASME Section 9. And the questions are designed by a subject matter expert of API, and then 3 other subject matter experts review the question to see that whether this question is clear enough, whether it is something that the API 577 certificate holder is expected to know. So once that pass that test, it goes as the question data bank as non-scored question, and the reason is that they want to know how difficult, how easy it was during exam, how many candidates answered that particular non-scored question, and whether it's been challenged by candidates, it's good enough. So once it's passed its second test, it will go into the scored data bank, question data bank. All this are shuffled, so you have to answer all the 110 questions because you don't know which one is scored and which one is not. So before the exam, you will have a exam tutorial, which is 10 minutes, or if you end it earlier, and it would be something like this, and it actually tells you how the icons work. Okay, so first you would accept the non-disclosure agreement that you're not supposed to memorize and pass the information to other people, and this is what you see during the exam. So you see remaining time, the progress, how many questions you answered, and the question number. So you can jump from question to question, or you can just use the next button and go to the next question. So it all tells you how the icons work, how to use the mouse, and how to navigate through the exam. You can jump from one to next one. If there is a long question, it says this page requires scrolling, so unless you don't scroll, go down, you can't answer it because they expect you to read the whole question and answer. It's over half a page long, and then the time remaining you can see here. You can flag off the question, so you flag it off, it's green, turn into red, and then at the end you can review the flagged off question. There is a button that review flagged off question, and if you answer a question, it change color like this, orange, so you know this is a question you answered, and you can go to the next question once you read it. There is a calculator in case you need for the exam. You might need a calculator maybe for fillet weld thickness to convert it to leg, or vice versa, 0.7, or heat input. Otherwise you wouldn't need calculation, otherwise you wouldn't need this. So there would be a calculator. And highlighting the text, you can click on text and drag it, and that will highlight that part of the text you want to zoom in. If you want to strike it out, you go to that question that you think is possible answer that you think is absolutely wrong, and then you right click and it will strike it off. So you can zoom in on the possible right answer, and remember to answer to choose the best answer. So couple of them might be correct answer in your opinion, but one of them is the best answer, so choose the best. And then at the end you can do, or in the beginning or any time, you can do the review of all the questions, so you can filter it by question not attempted and attempted or flagged off. And the one is flagged off or change color, they are in black, red, rest are in green, that means you have answered them, but this one's you've flagged off, or you have not attempted. And the one that you flagged off, it has a different color, like here, white. If you want to write any comments or challenge the question, there is a caption below each question that you can leave a comment, but remember this is coming off your time. There is no negative marking, so make absolutely sure that you answered all the questions to increase your chances of passing. And at the end of tutorial conclusion, you can click this button to start the exam, or whenever the time runs out, which is 10 minutes for the tutorial. Okay, let's go to qualification that you need. So if you are an engineer, bachelor degree, 1 year experience, any experience is acceptable. If you are a 2-year degree, 2 years experience, and high school 3 years, and no formal education, 5 years experience, you need to attend this exam. If you hold current API 510, 570 already, you don't need to, you are already qualified to sit for this exam. Recertification, you can do 90 days before the expiration date, and there is a grace period 90 days after your expiration date, but subject to a late application fee of $150. And every 6 years you have to attend a little quiz. which is 25 questions. You can pause it up to 3 times, and you can do the quiz within 4 hours, and you can attempt twice. Let's go and see what are the schedules or schedules and fees. For 2022, you click on the schedule and fees, and you look for API 577. Now, this one has already passed, August 12 to September 2, 2022. And so the next one is December 2 to December 23. So this is the 3 weeks exam window that if you want to select, but the application deadline is September 30. That means you have to apply, get your email authorization by September 30 in order to attend the December exam for API 577. For 2020, you can select other windows as well, even now, for the next year. So for example, you can choose the April one, and with the deadline of February. You can choose the August one, and then you can choose the December one for 2023. These are for this exam is $365 for non-member fee, and for API member is $315. Now, API does not give individual membership, so your company should be an API member, so you can avoid this opportunity to pay the reduced fee of $315. So most of the candidates end up paying $365. For recertification, every 3 years, you need to pay $260 to get recertified. And if you want to reschedule the exam, is $150. And then the late application fee of $150. Okay, the certification, again, back to API 577. We have discussed about the tutorial. We talk about the publication effectivity sheet, and there is a remote proctoring here that you can click, and there is we talk about exam info, the qualification, and the recertification here. And if you want more information, you can go to exam and scoring and frequently asked question. You can also find the inspector. So if you pass, your name would be on API website. And if you want to apply, you click on this, and they tell you whether you want to, which course you want to attend. So you go to ICP portal guidelines, and you register a free account, pay the fees, and provide 2 references, and then they send you an email authorization and with a link to Prometric Test Center that you can select the date to the nearest test center to yourself once you punch in your postcode. There are over 3,000 test centers across 160 countries. You can also do remote proctoring, and the same rules apply. If you click on this, you go to where it takes you for information regarding the application submission. It tells you all the employment story verification and all that. It's a very simple, very user-friendly, and there is cross links, so you can jump in and do the application. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.